are really dumb. You just dumb. What's up? They like, what are rockets?
That was nice. That was really cute.
Where's the spacely sprockets? What's happening? What's happening, good people? How are you guys doing out there? Y'all know who it is, right? It's me, your homegirl, Ladosha Wright, aka Key Lolo. How y'all doing out there? And oh, we got some beautiful people in the chat tonight. We have Miss Christian Smith is in the center, and then we have the one and only Cheryl Morrow, aka my finger's still over there. You know, we're gonna go through Christian. And she's sandwiched in the between us. We have the one and only Cheryl Morrow, aka the Hair Oracle. And boy, are we so glad to be in the chat. Facebook, welcome. It is working. We were kind of concerned because StreamYard was like, Facebook is not working. But Cheryl put that Oracle juice on him. She was like this. Let me put the water on you. Put the water on you. And today is an absolute wonderful day. We are on our 106th episode, and we have a wonderful, wonderful podcast tonight. This is one that a lot of people have, been waiting for, especially if you are a regular right here on Planet Pluto Pseudo. You know, me and Cheryl, we always beating up on the braiders. Well, we actually have a braider in the middle of us, and so we're just gonna get ready, to pick Christian Smith's brain about being a braider and working in a hair salon. We're going to answer a lot of questions. She has been able to attend the 2023 Afro Hair Science Summit. So she has two perspectives that's going to really be able to enlighten some folks out here about why education for natural hairstylists, braiders, locticians, twistologists, it's so many, people, what I'm saying out here. So Christian is just going to be able to, really answer a lot of our questions. And so we're just excited to have you. Now, I have to tell you guys, she is my niece. I'm struggling calling her Christian. I call her Coos. So she's going to be Coos tonight, Cheryl. I'm sorry. Look, see, Cheryl.
Coos. That's how we rock it.
We are so what's up? We got LB is in the chat. I see y'all coming on in. Come on through, guys. Grab your popcorn and get your yogurt. If you got a bowl of cereal, go on, put it. But look, don't put too much milk in your cereal, whether it's almond milk or 2%, because then it's gonna get soggy. Now I'm a professional cereal eater, so I can tell you guys, don't put too much milk in your cereal. You got your grump bellies. Come on in. We're gonna have a wonderful, wonderful discussion. It's all about braids, and I know you guys are gonna have lots and lots of questions. So Cheryl, as we're waiting for some more people to come in the chat, tell me what's going on with you. What's happening in sunny? I know y'all protesting. Oh, America, what's us gonna do? It's us gonna do in this country?
Be embarrassed.
What's going on? The people on the college campus is like
the laughing stock.
I mean, the college campus is like
I ain't going out of the country. No
Hey, the college campus is like
I don't even want to tell them.
They are demanding, like, we want these colleges to, stop. They got to do what they need to do to stop killing those people over in Gaza. I don't know if that's gonna work, cause you in college, so what's wrong with y'all Gen? What y'all Gen Z? Where we at now? HWLP.
Which Gen are you? I believe we were considered Generation X. They call it Gen Z. They call it millennials. For my specific year 2000, we're like in between the millennials and Gen Z, but they're just pushing the envelope, truly, and that it's crazy. I wouldn't have expected such a uproar, honestly.
Every generation has it. It's just their turn.
It's their turn.
It's
Oh,
daytime.
well, LB, I hope you're not out there. You better be getting your hair together. She says she's in the chat. She said she just finished combing her natural hair thoroughly and it feels so good. Now, LB, you might have to send us your email address so we can send you some hair care products. So we're glad to see. Let me give LB a big round of applause because I know she's like, Ladosha and Hair Oracle. I'm combing my hair. So we're so happy to all. Yeah, LB, as we ain't got nobody in the chat. We got LB. She always down with us. So we're so proud that you're combing your hair because we know your hair is beautiful. It's always beautiful. And she always comes through for us. So again, we are on our 105th episode and it's going down tonight.
For Planet Pluto?
For Planet Pluto Pseudo. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you, Cheryl. He like 105th episode. Don't worry, y'all, because I got my cheat sheet here. And that's what the Cheryl is here for. I'm on the dumbest ish. I'm doing too much. Let me see. What episode are we on? Sure, let's get it right. Our 33rd, my age. What was I thinking? What's up, Tiana? Welcome. Y'all come on in. Our 33rd episode. Sure, like, wait a minute. Key Lolo, you about dumbing a box of rocks up in here. But I am Key Lolo. I'm allowed to be a little super stupid. You know what I'm saying? But technically, this is our 33rd episode, and we have an actual professional braider in the chat, and so she bold. She in the middle of two cosmetologists. Like, come on, look at her, Cheryl. She like, you see her, Cheryl? She like Bernie Mac.
You ready to speak that truth? All right.
She's like, I ain't scared of you, mother. You know what I'm saying? Come on, cosmetologist. What's up, WK? Come on in. We got a braider in the chat. She like, put your dukes up. Come on, y'all. I'm ready for y'all. This is going to be a great discussion. Yes. Y'all come on in. We're just, we're talking about the state of affairs in America today. You got the college campuses going off. We got the ex-president. I just don't. Sure, I need to wait. Hold on. Wait a minute, Jojo. We got Lee. Oh, it's Leon in the chat. Oh, shoot. Now, what's up, Leon? Oh, shoot. We got some celebrities coming through. We got Leon Rockamo Jr. in the house. What's going on? But Cheryl, what's up with number 45? I mean, why we gotta put up with this idiot? Jojo, you young.
I said I ain't going traveling.
You ain't traveling.
They're gonna ask me, well, where you from?
I'll be like this. I come from the land down under.
Canada.
Hey. Well, women. Coach, what you think about number 45? Since you what are you, Zillennial? Yeah.
That's what they calling it. I'm trying to keep up just like y'all these days.
Now say y'all they say your generation ain't voting. Now you ain't voting nobody this year, or what y'all gonna do?
Honestly, when I talk to my peers, it's a general mix up. People really don't know where their alliances lie. But I'm still, like, we have this ability for a reason. So definitely go out there and use it,
Yeah, don't be me, because y'all gonna be taking care of me and Cheryl. Y'all have me and Cheryl out there waiting in the water.
They talking about this dystopian bot mechanic world. So hopefully we don't have to see
Dystopia. What's that? That's my I used to date a guy named Dystopia. He was not a nice guy.
We definitely don't want that. So
yeah,
just keep that in mind. That's what I always say. We want our sovereignty. So keep that in mind.
Okay.
It's so funny. So right. I was asked, and my generation, they like to have all this sophisticated contrast and this, that, and the other. And I says, I don't really know these people. Not really. And all we can do is go on what we see on TV. All we can do is go on what we read. We really don't actually know them, right?
Right.
So I said, so I can only go on some character stuff, right? And I really, from afar, don't. And if I have to have a reason, like some people would say, oh, you're voting for Barack Obama because he's black. Yeah.
Only the hair oracle is going. Okay, let me get a hair oracle.
So you have sometimes you just got to make it real raw so you can just guide yourself through it, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Tiana, I had to drop the bomb on that one. She was like, yeah.
Somebody gonna get in my lifetime for me to just do that, right? And so anyway, I was just talking recently, and so so the guy says, okay, so you gonna vote for Biden? I said, yeah. Mm-hmm. Why? I says, well, if I had to go on character, before he ran, he did call Anita Hill and say, I'm sorry.
Facts.
I made a mistake there.
He did. He said.
And I should have been nicer to you. And I really didn't know that just the fact that you're probably one of American heroes. And you tried to stop us from getting Clarence Thomas. And because I didn't treat you really the best way, I wanted to apologize. Now, so he says, okay, so I says, you know what? Trump never apologized to those 5 black boys. He still doesn't want to. He still doubled down. He made those boys a fucking living hell. So you know what? If he doesn't even have the decency to say, you know what? I got it wrong. To me, that's what I'm hanging my hat on. That's what I'm sticking to. He can kiss my ass.
Ooh, you gonna have it. Hey, FBI, how y'all doing? Hey, what on, Mr. FBI? Sure, you done told number 45 to kiss your actor. Hey, when Stephen A was talking that crazy stuff, they came after him. He had to double back and say, I said, I don't know what
well, instead of saying that black people can relate, why don't you say he can now relate to the 5 black boys? So, either way, it's character.
It's character.
One apologized, one didn't. So, and then of course, after I said that, guess what they sitting up there looking? You are dumb. You are really dumb.
Hide your wife, hide the kids, y'all. Hide your wife, hide the kids, because we are on the official 33rd, not 105, but 33rd episode here on Planet Pluto Pseudo. In case you are new to our platform and you're wondering exactly who are these 3 beautiful hot babes I'm looking at, we are licensed professionals here. Cheryl and myself in the middle is our guest tonight. Her name is Kristen Smith. And right here on Planet Pluto Pseudo, this particular platform is America's favorite podcast about Afro hair. And this particular platform, we are specifically for licensed professionals, your professional hair braiders, locticians, all of those good people, esthetician, nail techs. So what we do on this platform is we talk about the issues that are facing professionals who work behind the chair in their own private spaces. And we like to kind of like debunk a lot of myths because a lot of this stuff is getting out of control. And so now we have Christian is in the chat because me and Cheryl, we be beating up on the natural hairstylist, you know what I'm saying? So Christian works alongside us at the Reverence Design Team Hair Salon. And again, she's had the opportunity to attend the Afro Hair Summit. So she has a lot to say about what's happened in her career as a permit holder. Now, she is not a licensed cosmetologist. And here in the state of Ohio, we have what's called a boutique permit holder, and that gives her permission to work in a hair salon along professional licensed cosmetologists and barbers. Barbershops can have them as well. She can't work in her space by herself, not in the state of Ohio. Now, your state, you probably can, but in Ohio, they can't do that. So we're going to talk a lot about braids and all this other stuff. But before we get into our topic tonight, we have our reels. This is how we get going. And I see we got some people in the chat. Let's just give a couple of shout outs right quick before we get started. So we got Weekend. What's happening? We got my brother Big Bro Mo is in the chat. What's up, Mo Chicks is in the chat. And then we have North Carolina. What's up, North Carolina? So we got Testifying Thursday with Tiana on Planet Pluto Pseudo. Now you got to come in, sure. She got to come back. I mean, you got Testifying Thursdays and Planet. Just love that right there. So what's up, Tiana? And then we have, of course, our old reliable Miss Lawana Bennett, because she know if she does not come in the chat, then I will go knock on her door. I don't know where she lives, but I will stalk her. And Lawana, thank you so much for welcoming everybody in. Charlotte and I, we always appreciate your support. You have no idea of how much we appreciate you. So what I want to do is we have these reels, Christian. So what we do is we call them Get Real. Now you rock with us sometimes, so you know how this goes. So I have 2 funny Get Reals that I think you guys are gonna love. So since we're talking about, natural, hairstyle, braids and everything, right? So Christian, when you think about like how do you secure like the ends of braids, like what do you guys put on the end of braids to make sure that they can stay? Like what do you put on them? Like rubber bands, what else?
Rubber bands. Sometimes you use the hair to knot the ends, like the actual synthetic hair. Some people use hair glue, nail glue.
Well, do you put like any beads or barrettes or any of those things?
Definitely embellishments, beads, barrettes, shells, stuff like that.
All right. So I got one here. These are called Real REEL barrettes. You ready, Kristen? This one is for you. I think you're gonna, Cheryl. Now I don't want to hear no shit tonight. Okay, this is all for Christian. Okay. Now, Cheryl, here we go. Y'all get LB. Wake up now. Y'all wake up now. Real barrettes. Here we go, guys. Real barrettes.
They done put the whole goddamn box of barrettes in this damn child head. Bubblegum in the dish. How many bubblegum pieces do you wish? They put the whole damn candy machine in this child head.
Oh, nah, dog. Come on, man.
Bubblegum.
I'm with Boosie on that one. Come on, man.
Sure. What's up, y'all? Come on, chat. What's up, y'all? Like them? She had all the barrettes. Come on, Lawada. Bubblegum in the dish. That's what got me. How many bubblegums do you?
Hey, man, he round.
I mean, hey. I wish my cousin Nita and Miranda was in the chat because I have a guilty confession. You ready? Cheryl laughing because she know what I'm getting ready to say. I did. I used to put the whole pack of goodie barrettes in there. I'm guilty.
Oh my God.
I did. I used to do it. But anywho, I'm from the projects. That was real projectish. We had to show we had a lot of bobos. You know what I'm saying, Tiana? So it was always a they in the chat like, no, yeah, when you from the hood, it's, you got to put on the.
No.
That's
wrong.
So I got a picture of you with your cute little bobo. You look so cute and little. You're like, hey, your mom ain't. My mother used to put them satin ribbons. We used to chew on them. Like, why y'all chew on the damn ribbons? Because, we projectish, you know what I'm saying? But anywho, so that was that. We got there. That was called Real Barrettes. Okay, we got one more, guys, before we get into the topic. We're on our 33rd episode, and we're very excited to have Christian Smith is in the chat. And tonight we're going to be talking about braids and twists and locks and all this good stuff. So we have one more. Let's get real. All right. Where's my other one? Hold on. Oh, here it is. All right, Cheryl. Now, this one right here is probably going to really get your goat. This one is for Cheryl. So we got one for Christian and one for Cheryl, and it's about real gray coverage. Are you guys ready? All right, here we go, guys. Come on, Cheryl, take your hands down. There we go, big girl. Here we go, real gray coverage. Real gray coverage.
Have you tried the mustard hack for gray hair, ladies? I just want to know because I'm on TikTok and it's been trending. So I think I'm going to try it today since I ain't got nothing else to do. And it's time for me to cover this gray, all right? So I put some mustard in my hair and I covered all of my gray areas, all right? And so after I'm done putting the mustard all over my head, I got to taste to see if it tastes right. Yep. A little bit tart at the beginning, but after that, it's good. I put it all over my hair, guys. I let it sit for an hour. Now, let's get into how it came out. I got rid of a little bit, y'all, even though it's kind of a dupe. Look at how it stained a little bit.
Oh, nah, dog. Come on, man.
Okay, a little technical difficulties there. I'm not responsible. Let me see if it'll cover. Let me try it again, see if it'll work. Real gray coverage.
Have you tried the mustard hack for gray hair, ladies? I just want to know because I'm on TikTok and it's been trending. So I think I'm going to try it today since I ain't got nothing else to do. And it's time for me to cover this gray, all right? So I put some mustard in my hair and I covered all of my gray areas, all right? And so after I'm done putting the mustard all over my head, I got to taste to see if it tastes right. Yep. A little bit tart at the beginning, but after that, it's good. I put it all over my hair, guys. I let it sit for an hour. Now, let's get into how it came out. I got rid of a little bit, y'all, even though it's kind of a dupe. Look at how it stained a little bit.
Oh, nah, dog. Come on, man.
Question, Cheryl.
It was worse the second time.
Come on now. Look at the chat. It's so... Come on. Y'all, what? Y'all don't want to put no... Come on.
Yeah, she tasted it?
She
exactly.
Tasted it. Come on, Leon. Leon, if you taste it... Come on. Y'all bougie.
No.
This is Planet Pluto Pseudo. Step off, y'all. That got on. Y'all on the planet. Get off your mothership. Take your helmets off and put some damn mustard, and it'll cover your gray hair. Y'all stuck up, man. Dirty nails are what I hate most. Y'all some fly girls. Y'all real bougie, bad and bougie. You know, Cheryl.
So
I cannot believe. Look at Luna. What's up? Welcome to the chat. We have a new.
Damn, that's nasty.
Welcome, Miss Luna. We are so glad to have you. We're gonna give you a big round of applause because she went real bold. She was like, ugh. She was like this, ugh. That's nasty. But hey, at least she did taste it, Luna. I mean, she was like, she said she wanted to make sure it was 100 too legit to quit. Hey, and wait a minute. Oh, come on now, testifying Thursday. Did she make her hair a hot dog? Come on. We got the Christian is new. Come on, y'all. Be nice. Christian, this is how it goes down.
I've seen hot dog hair, fruit salad hair, freaking sandwich hair with mayo, lettuce.
No, I mean, put it this way. You know what? We so 45 up in the black hair industry. We so Donald Trump up in our own hair industry. We're gonna put bleach.
But right quick, though, in all seriousness here, Oracles, can you please share with everyone who's going to be watching this post the live, they're in the live, what's the true dangers of putting like food, or I mean, I know you're not going to go bald. I don't want to, be extensive forms of hyperbole, but putting mustard on your scalp, something got to be wrong with that. And she said it was burning too. I didn't record that part, but she said it was burning on her scalp. Yeah. So, could you please just say, oh, look at Shan. You know what? My brother, he ain't got no sense. She forgot the ketchup. What'd you say, Mo? She said it worked for her and she was happy her hair didn't fall out. I doubt that would have happened. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, Shaw, could you please give them a buyer beware? Do not put mustard in your hair. I mean,
if she wanted to just get a temporary color, why didn't she just go to the beauty supply?
I don't know.
I think half of this is lazy. Half of this is ridiculous. You cannot. And see, that's why cosmetologists cannot really be respected, because you won't even go to the salon and just ask them.
Yeah.
TikTok.
Yeah, well, that's why they're trying to kick TikTok out. Also, guys, let me just point out our book of the month is going to be next week. We're going to have our new book, But in the meantime, we're just still pointing out, we're just pushing you guys to check out Imperial Leather. We're not going to talk too much about that tonight. But anywho, let's get it going with Kristen Smith. And she is our boutique braider. So she's a professional braider, lactician, or what do you call yourself, Kristen?
I could say natural hairstylist.
Okay. I just say natural hairstylist. Okay. Now remember, I'm going to be calling her Coos tonight. Okay. But up there it says Kristen Smith. And I can put you can follow her on Instagram at indigo.kid. Your name kind of got blacked out. So I'm going to type that up there. If you could I'll type that in the chat. So just tell everybody right quick, Kristen, how'd you get into braiding and twisting and locking and all that good stuff? Like, why tell us all about it?
Well, it started with my little nephew when he was first born. He had quite a bit of hair, so we were trying to figure out ways to do stuff with it, and I kind of started experimenting a little more with his hair. And as he got older, I got a lot better at that, and that kind of branched over into me, working on doing this professionally as far as gaining education on hair and getting my expertise up in the salon and just overall experience of braiding. So that's where it started.
That's what sure. For some reason, I thought she was going to say because of you, but typical auntie, I ain't got nothing to do with it. No, I'm just kidding. Now, can you also share with us? You have another passion that's not just in braiding. So tell us, what else do you have another passion for?
Yes, I'm currently in school to become a veterinarian. I'm on my way toward a bachelor's program in Florida, and then I'll be all ready for vet school after that. So that's been my passion for the last few years, just working towards clearing out those degrees and, moving to the educational scale. So,
right.
and braiding actually was like a huge, I want to say, accelerator for me. Like, it really helped me put myself out there in as far as just being a more sociable person, adult wise, and I feel like that's gonna carry me way far when I move out to Florida, a whole new state. So I commend
now,
that.
do people ask you, does braiding and veterinarian anything in common that you see and working with people, hair, animals? Do you see anything that just kind of enlighten us?
Yes, you said it right there. Definitely working with people. You hear in the veterinary field a lot, like, I signed up to work with animals, not the people. So it's definitely giving me a lot of people skills and just dealing with different scenarios and just a wide range of personalities and just adapting and navigating. So I think that's super important as well. As far as the sales aspect of veterinary medicine, working with my hands, super meticulous naturally. So that worked out for braiding, and it's definitely going to be well needed in as a surgeon when I start doing work as a veterinarian. So it's a lot of similarities in ways that the two professions overlap in skill set.
I can see sure one.
Right. You got to have a pet, a beauty salon.
I told her that's what she's gonna make me do. I already. So I see it coming. And she's gonna make me do the animal hair. I can see it.
You can do little, because dogs go into dog shows.
Yes.
They all go, you know what I mean? And
yes.
You can really integrate that in pet grooming, and start braiding some tails. Okay.
Watch out, horsey. Giddy up, horsey.
Embellishments.
I can see a question coming from Cheryl that she ain't asked, but I'm gonna go ahead and ask her, Cheryl. So who's crazier, animals or humans?
Come on now. Put a little boozy up there.
I'm gonna have to say people, just because a lot of times we have the ability to choose, our reaction, and a lot of times animals don't have that ability to choose. They drive more so off of their innate instinct, whereas we have that consciousness aspect where we can be like, okay, I could think twice before biting this person's head off. You know what I mean? Type of situation. Versus I'm threatened and I need to protect myself.
Right.
Okay. All right. Okay. Look, Lawana in the chat like this. Here go Lawana. Look, she like humans for sure. Humans are crazy. Okay, all right. I was kind of partial to the, I was gonna say animals are crazy, but anywho, I'm just a human. What do I know? All right, okay. So now we got to get a good feel for who you are, what inspired you. So now let's talk about this professional. Everybody in the chat is like humans are. Well, I'm shame on you guys. I say the animals are crazy. I'm pro human.
Well, and it don't say a lot for us. You know what I mean? At the end of the day,
it's the story of my life. I'm always the odd man out. Everybody else says one thing, and I'm in the corner like, no, it takes like mustard. Anywho, so let's get into a little bit deeper into your career as a natural hairstylist. Now you started off at home. So here's one of the things that always comes up is that I don't need to pay a professional to do my hair. I can go to my cousin's house. I can go to my niece. I can go down the street to my neighbor. I'm not paying no Christian, no $100 for no braids. So tell us, just come on, what's the difference between doing hair in your kitchen or your basement or your little space that you've carved out at home and doing hair in a hair salon? What is the difference?
Well, the first word that popped up in my mind was like your overall skill set. I feel like you can kind of hit a plateau or a valley just being at home and kind of more isolated. I mean, yeah, you got YouTube and all the other things, but when it comes to just having a seasoned a cosmetologist or a person in a position where you would like to be in, it's always better to get knowledge from. So you're kind of not running blind. Some people do have like that raw talent, but
like, give us an example. Like, come on, keep it 100. So what could a cosmetologist help you with in a salon that, at home, you would have probably missed it? Give us an example.
Definitely like shampooing. Like you could be looking at your kid's scalp and like, they have dandruff or they have some sort of disorder. I have to take them to this hospital. Even personally, I experienced a similar situation where I had a fungal infection at home and we didn't know what to do. But going to the cosmetologist where they see these things every day, they have that education, they have that skill set, and they can provide you with more of a more readily solution to your issue. So I appreciated that mostly, like coming out of doing, my nephew's hair at home to working in the salon was just the initial outpour of information that I hadn't been receiving before, especially when it came to my own hair, because that really what gave me the drive and passion. I was one of those people putting the mayo in their hair and like blending the eggs together for a protein mask and, making my own product, so to speak, thinking that I was like really doing something to help my hair, but I really wasn't in the end. It was super over processed and it was just not retaining length. So now that I've come into this education, especially with the Afro Hair Summit and just the new experiences that I've been open to thus far, like I've completely done a 360, not even a 180, a 360 with my own hair and clients in my chair, like you did.
Mm-hmm. Now, what about the cost? What's up, Live Work Clean? It's like, well, I think that's good and all. Now that you up there in a hair salon, but the bottom line is you're charging too much money, and I can make more money at home, and it's cheaper if I go pay somebody. So, what about the cost? And then, Cheryl, if you want to kind of, add some stuff to it, go right on ahead, or ask her a question, go right ahead. But what about the cost? Do you think it's, paying somebody at home versus the professional? Why does a professional braider cost more than someone at the house, in your opinion?
Well, in my opinion, everything that comes with that professional experience, the word that goes around, all the girls are saying is luxury. And that's what people want. They want to feel pampered. And especially when they're paying like top dollar prices, they want to feel like they are having an enjoyable experience. And not saying that they don't get the same thing when it comes to going to people's houses, but it's quite I would say it's difficult to facilitate that type of experience because my nail tech, she works from her home, and though her space is quite beautiful, it's clean, it's neat, and it's decent, it is in her home, and you have her kids kind of playing around in the other room. Not saying that this is an issue for me, but for others who may have just gotten off of work, they might not want to deal with that. So it's the line setting particularly kind of just favors to the experience overall. I feel like, and that's probably like the number one I feel personally, and I hear from other people when it comes to home salons versus like an actual hair salon, like going.
All right. Now, sure, you do lots of education on professional development. So can you just add on a little bit more to Christian's point about having that professional experience? And I know this is definitely your area because you're into the C-suites. So enlighten everybody about why a professional experience is important when it comes to having your hair service, because some people, like, they may want to compromise and say, well, I don't really care if I see a roach. You know what I'm saying? There's a little roach, So, a little mouse. What's a mouse? You know what I'm saying? So, help expound on that. Just what's up, Mo? I'm just trying to say, I'm just saying, y'all. Expound on that a little bit more.
I think it's about the customer. I think you have some customer psychology working in your favor that you don't have to do when you are in a salon. Everything, they have a level of expectation. They do have a level of de-expectation when they're at the house. So you do have some difficulty probably upselling them, right? Mm-hmm. And, let's just be real. We're all consumers. So we know what we like, right? And so we try to make sure that we're elevating. We're going to be having some more expenses. We have bigger dreams. We have things that we want to do. She is going to be also creating, let's just say in a few years, a veterinarian practice. So she already knows what service she wants to give. You know what I mean? And she would not allow that to happen in her house, going to see other people's pets. And so there is all of us that love to go to all of these really chic and fabulous salons. And also, if you do have space in your home that you can cut off away from the whole part of the house, and you can, there are some options there. But I think that we are our best customer. What do we like? That's what we want to give.
All right. Okay. So again, we are. You guys are just if you just got into the chat, we are on our 33rd episode, and you have just got off your mothership. You're here on Planet Pluto Pseudo, and we are interviewing the illustrious Christian Smith, aka Coos, is in the chat, and she is rocking it out with us. And it is all about braids and twists and locks, but from the actual people who work it. Now, let's do a flip side, okay? So, cosmetologist Christian, we think we know everything, So, what are some of the things that you see that you have, over or better, or I don't know, contrast that a cosmetologist may not necessarily be able to, just kind of get. All right. And don't forget, if you guys have any questions for Christian, feel free to drop them in the chat, and I will make sure that she gets a chance to answer them. So what are some of the things that you see? Like, now, see, a cosmetologist, and and this is why we need to be in these spaces too, because a lot of times people like to try, they just some natural thing, you know what I'm saying? But I'm sure you working in the hair salon, you see some things like, yeah, I can help some cosmetologists out with this. So give us some examples so people can see that too.
Definitely. I feel like where your area of expertise lies and where you're able to see a consistent number of these cases in that area, you kind of have a little bit more knowledge to share compared to somebody who doesn't see someone like in your case where you're a master colorist, you don't do braids super often. So I feel like in that area where you lack, is where I would come in and
Do you ever
vice
feel
versa.
like, do you ever feel intimidated, like working around like all the other, like, well, I'm not a master colorist, because people might say that, like, nah, I ain't working on hair salon because they're gonna be disrespected. How does that make you feel?
I mean, I've never felt a way about it because I've never been a cosmetologist, so I haven't had all the leeway for all the hats. So I was just kind of like settled into, the one that I have, and where I know, I can lead in this, and where I know my skill set is best. So that's kind of how I feel about it. I commend my co workers and cosmetology colleagues for, just because it's a lot. A lot. You guys definitely get the bulk of it, I would say, in a lot of areas. And where like the natural hairstylist can kind of like make up for that difference. I feel like we could all come together and really help each other a little bit more, you know.
Okay.
So that's
All right. Okay. So there you have it. Braiders can definitely, add in those little spaces and particular little areas where cosmetologists can't necessarily always feel it. Not that cosmetologists can't, but me, myself, I don't do what Christian does. And whenever she sees me doing something that I don't know what I'm doing, of course she comes over and she says, may I help you with that? And so we do a good job. We do a good job. Now, in the beginning, you know what? She couldn't do that. All right. So what happened was last year, we had the Afro Hair Summit, and then we're going to get into some clips, guys, that I think is going to make get your juices going. But last year, we had the Afro Hair Summit. And so that gave Christian like a big boost. I thought I had the other one, but I don't. Hold on. Did I take it up out of here? Jesus, I sure did. I kept it all the time. Well, anywho, so here is the new. We're going to do this again in 2024. And this is the 2024 Afro Hair Science Summit. And so last year, Christian had the wonderful opportunity to participate in the Afro Hair Summit. And what did that do for your career as a braider? Because here's the push. In America, there's a big push for you guys to not have not only the licensure, but the education just automatically falls by the wayside. And if you do get the education, you don't always know who's the person that's educating you. So can you just do your shameless plug as to how you feel the Afro Hair Summit helped shape your career to be able to work in the salon, to be able to help a person like a LaDosha who works behind the chair service her customer better, or sometimes I have to turn the customer over to you, and that's going to be a big discussion. It's like, are you taking money out of my pocket? So talk about that.
Oh yes, I learned so much from the Afro Hair Summit. So much that I can't even say all right now, but just overall the immense knowledge. Like they say, knowledge is power, but applied knowledge is really where a lot of that power comes in. And I definitely feel, I definitely
Girl, I
feel
wasn't ready. Hold on, wait a minute, Christian. She just hit you on her. All right, Christian, come through with the applied knowledge. Okay, all right.
Bam.
Yes, I definitely took a lot of that information, with me and worked very hard to apply it. And once I saw the results, I seen how things were working. The light bulbs were turning on, things were clicking, my clients were starting.
Give us some examples.
I would say just my overall knowledge of like what I'm doing and how what I know can best assist you, and just clearing out a lot of those misnomers when it comes to a natural hair. The one thing I hear a lot with people, they come in, oh, my hair is dry, I can't retain length. And more often than not, it's just improper cleansing habits or techniques, improper understanding of what products to use, and just overall general understanding of their type of specific hair.
So how did you give us I want you to kind of help, because we have a lot of people who are braiders. So I want you to be really specific when you say like products. So when what was the difference between what you were using over the counter to what you were taught, like you said, cleansing? Kind of talk a little bit more. Like, I used to do this, and then when I went to the Afro Hair Summit, I learned that.
Okay, yeah. So for cleansing, previously we were, taught to, of course, we want to detangle the hair always. That's the technique we learned in the salon, but we will wet the hair first and then start the cleansing process with the shampoos. But in Afro Hair Science, we learned that it is best for the texture to have the shampoo put on the hair dry, and then you can kind of start that cleansing action at the chair or just before you wet the hair down completely.
And what did that do for you in your aha moment?
For me, that it expedited the actual shampoo service. I want to say in half for a lot of people. It made the cleansing process a lot more quicker. So in that way, we can get them into the chair and styled faster. So you get a little bit more money in that way, saving time. And they also like the overall experiencing of how their hair perform when it is cleaner.
Mm-hmm. So. And what about the customers? What did they think about your new approach?
I mean, a lot of people were like, kind of like, oh wow, I never really thought of that way. It makes a lot of sense. And they were really open to it. And I've gotten a lot of people to actually take that on and do that at home as well, to further that education too.
Mm-hmm. Now, in addition to attending the Afro Hair Summit, have you had any other wonderful experiences working in a salon that you would have not gotten while you were working at home?
Definitely things like traveling. We went to the state capital for Ohio. We were fighting for the hours. They're still trying to cut them down, but we're gonna go back and make sure our voices are heard. Had the opportunity to be on TV at one point. We did an interview with, I believe it was Fox, for the Crown Act, which is very cool and interesting, and just things that I've never. Yeah, I'm a college student, so you would think I would be in more areas where stuff like this would go on, and like you would never kind of think that, like, oh, as a hairstylist, this is what we're doing, right. But it is, and it can be that for not
Do
even
you
just.
think it's important for braiders to advocate for like what you're saying, like education and going on the news and speaking out? Because like you said, when you like, I want to braid hair, you never saw this for yourself. So do you think that that's really, because some people like, I'm about my coins. Like, I ain't going down to the Capitol. Do you think that's really important? Like, can you add some more to that?
Yeah, I'm a person who looks at the long haul. So in totality, I believe that it is important, especially if you're one who would like to see, your career in the lucrative state that it is today. If that is that person's opinion, I would definitely, invest some sort of time, especially if that is happening in your area where they are trying to, cut the hours or, just deregulate the industry altogether. I would definitely put my voice out, especially if this is something that you really do love to do and you want to see continue on.
All right, guys. So again, we are on our 33rd episode, and Cheryl, I think everybody's liking what Christian has to say. So before we go into some of these clips, can you show them? It's time for y'all to hit the thumbs up button because ain't nobody following Christian. You're doing a good job for a newbie. So Cheryl, show what they need to do to show how they can change the narrative.
Take this thing.
Working alongside cosmetologists in a hair salon. So let's go show them how it's done. Here we go, guys.
Here we go. Y'all, take this finger.
All right, so hit that thumbs up button. Now is a good time. We got some people that came on through the chat. Right quick, again, I see you live, work, clean has come through. And so Amar Armadillo, what's happening, Boosky? How you doing?
Hey!
See you in the chat. All right, it's really, really cool. And I just saw another name popped up, but it'll come back in a few minutes. So what we're gonna do now is show some clips, and Christian and Cheryl, you guys are gonna help debunk the myths. Now remember, Christian is not a licensed cosmetologist.
Cool.
So Cheryl going to be able to fill in where Christian can't. So the first thing we're going to do is the biggest myth that we hear in the hair salon when it comes to getting braids is that braiding hair damages the ends of your hair. So these are supposed to be protective hairstyles, but yet somehow when you take those braids down, your ends are all jacked up. So here is a video, and we want to see what you guys have to say about this. Here we go.
This made me so sad. I've been doing her hair for a long time. Her hair started off short. We got it really long. But after she came in for her trim service, I noticed that thin hair at the bottom. I noticed it when it was wet, if you could see where it's thin at. I also noticed it when it blow dried at the beginning of the video. After I combed it out while it was wet, I still see it. This is why I make videos, so you all can see each step of the way and what split ends look like. So I had to break it to her mother. I was like, we have to cut her hair. Good thing is that she always wanted layers and she never had layers. So we went on ahead and did a layer cut to get those see-through ends off. Sometimes people want layers by choice, but sometimes this made me so sad. I've been doing her hair for a long time. Her hair started off short. We got it really long. But after she came in for her trim service, I noticed that thin hair at the bottom. I noticed it when it was wet, if you could see where it's thin at. I also noticed it when it blow dried at the beginning of the video. After I combed it out while it was wet, I still see it. This is why I make videos, so you all can see each step of the way and what split ends look like. So I had to break it to her mother. I was like, we have to cut her hair. Good thing is that she always wanted layers and she never had layers. So we went on ahead and did a layer cut to get those see-through ends off. Sometimes people want layers by choice, but sometimes.
All right. So let's get ready. And the chat covered this got full now, Christian, right in time. So in your professional opinion, do you think braids damage the ends of hair? And then Cheryl, I kind of want you to kind of talk about what are split ends. And she used some language like the hair frays up. That the braids pretty much mess up the ends of people's hair and they don't get to see the length. And so I have another video on that as well. So Christian, in your professional opinion, do you feel that braids and adding embellishments to hair is going to compromise the ends of the hair where you have to, she said split and all that good stuff?
No, I don't think that they will do that, like per se, shred it up, all the things that people say. Improper technique, improper product usage. A lot of times braiders don't want you to have product on their hair. That can definitely add to that damage. But what I've learned is like any type of manipulation on the hair can help it lead to that point of breakage. So being a knowledgeable braider now, I know to have the hair coated before and just to reduce that friction and that that propensity for the hair to break.
Do you recommend like that they get the hair cut because they say it's protective? So if you have a protective hairstyle, then you're not supposed to need your ends cut, your hair cut. So what do you think? Do you? I mean, come on, Christian.
I don't agree with that just because, your hair is always growing and they don't, none of your strands are growing at the same rate or
we're not dogs.
That is true. We're not dogs in that way. We don't shed all at once. We don't grow all at once. So it's important to just have a regular maintenance schedule regardless of what your style choice is. And I definitely stress trims regularly depending on what your style of choice is, and treating the hair, especially depending on texture, pattern, softness, stuff like that. Your hair is more soft.
All right, Cheryl. Now, you saw some strange things in that video. Don't forget, drop your questions in the chat. So what's up with this braiding is gonna, jack your ends up? And she talked about the hair fraying down. She could look at the hair. She could see it. So what did you see? Now, again, the see-through hair. Again, Christian is not a cosmetologist. So this is why we have Cheryl is in the chat to kind of help with this a little bit, go a little bit deeper. So what was she talking about?
I don't know if she knew she was talking about. My whole thing is this. She just said she was trying to grow the girl's hair out. So that means that whatever that hair was there on the head before.
Right, but she said the braiding, it's that, I didn't have that part on there, but she was saying she could tell that the girl, she had been going to somebody else, and so now she's back in her chair. Now look what this other person did to her hair, and this is why she's recording it. Now here's the proof that
she grew it out, right? She got her hair down to whatever length it was, right? Because
correct,
we govern length or growth when it sits on our shoulders, not when it's in any other state. But you have to remember, now her hair was curly when it was wet, right? Okay, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And so my whole thing is that when Black folks got to understand, when you want to grow your hair long, right? That hair that has any length was at the base of your scalp at some point. Right?
It was here.
Let me just say this. No braider is ever going to cut anybody's hair before they put it in an extension. They're not going to cut their hair blunt, because at that point down the strand, the hair is going to stick out. It's not going to merge into the extension. Nobody's going to do that. So at the end of the day, the braid itself does not cause split ends.
Christian said that. Let's give it up. Sharon said Christian ain't playing. That's right. Hammer time for Christian. All right there. See, y'all talk about these braiders. Don't need knowledge. Okay, keep talking, Shirley. I'm sorry.
Any hair that is long, guys, long hair is old hair. Long hair is old hair. It was at your scalp first. How many years does that take to get down there? It's gonna need a cut. Plain and simple. It's called wear and tear. The flag always frays at the ends. It don't fray at the base of the seam. It just doesn't move. That long hair is moving. It's putting in ponytails. You're putting bad water on it. You're doing all kinds. If you want to preserve a strand to go all the way from the scalp to the end, that's going to be an impossible task. You're going to have to trim it at some point. Now, trying to say that braids do that, now the braids cause some kind of breakage at the scalp. That's where the knot is. I mean, that would be logical, but
on the end. Okay. All right, guys. So lower your expectations and understand, like Cheryl and Christian just shared with you guys, you know what? No matter what you do to the hair, you're going to have some maintenance on it. Now, Christian, as a permit holder, she is not allowed to cut hair. So what do you do, Christian, when you say, hey, it's time to get the haircut? What do you do in the hair salon?
I usually let them know, we're going to do a cut today, and I hand them over to one of my reputable colleagues, and I'll have them shape them up before I do this.
Now, hold on. You sounding real fancy now. Now, am I taking money out your pocket? Because, I mean, it's like, LaDosha going to get paid for the cut. And do you feel like financially you are at a loss when you have, because that's an upsell. That's money but you can't do it. That's why people that's why I do hair at home, because I ain't got to give LaDosha no money. So how do you feel about sharing the wealth in a hair salon? Because that's a real situation there.
Well, I feel like perspective plays a huge role in that, as well as having a solid salon environment and co-workers as well. So for me, I was blessed to have, such an environment. So we definitely know that, making sure that this client has their hair trimmed isn't not going to take from me, but rather give back to me, because she'll leave with healthy hair. And when she takes those braids down and she sees her retention, she's going to want to come back for a repeat service.
So you ain't counting my money coming out your pocket. You don't see it like that at no point?
And no, because it's never like that. It never ends that way, you know.
Okay, so you don't feel slighted. All right, okay. So you have a question in the chat. Live Work Clean wants to know what should we be putting on our hair before we braid it. Now, I do have some images of some of Christian's work, so you guys can see what she's doing. So, Christian, can you answer her question as I show some of your work? What should you put on the hair before you braid it? Here's some of Christian's work. There it is. Go ahead, Christian. You can answer.
Yeah, so more often than not, I'm the one who's applying the product after the shampoo before the blow drying service. So I'm doing a light leave-in conditioner and an oil, or we have a product in here called Why Not. It's a little bit of a more oilier leave-in conditioner, and I like to use that sometimes too. It really does help to coat and kind of soften the hair a little bit. So as I'm running the comb through it, you know, my fingers working in the braiding hair, I'm reducing the friction on their actual hair. And that's always, you know, number one when it comes to doing any type of
all right, so there you go. That's a good answer. All right, let's move on to another clip. Christian, how you feeling about this interview so far? Pretty good?
So far, so good.
So far, we ain't go hard on the show. About to get a little tough now. All right, so here we go. Here's another one. Now, here's the one where me and Cheryl get a lot of flack that people want to know about these scalp conditions. So here we go.
The person where I'm like, I'm nice until you try.
Okay, y'all, so this is why your scalp is always itchy and irritated when you have those braids. First of all, this is way too much product to be left on the scalp. With this type of product and being on the scalp that long, it can also lead to clogged follicles and hair loss, and we don't want that, especially with a protective.
Let's try it again.
The person where I'm like, I'm nice until you try.
Okay, y'all, so this is why your scalp is always itchy and irritated when you have those braids. First of all, this is way too much product to be left on the scalp. With this type of product and being on the scalp that long, it can also lead to clogged follicles and hair loss, and we don't want that, especially with a protective style. So let's please try to find other ways to do neat hairstyles without all the extra product. Your scalp doesn't like it.
All right. So here's where it's going to get a little tricky, because Cheryl, this is where your expertise comes into play as a cosmetic trichologist. I do not like sticky stuff as a hairstyle. If it's not hairspray, I don't want it touching me. I just eat a gross burger. So how, Christian, what about all this wax and all this stuff that?
Because now your hair, where I'm like, I'm nice until.
Your hairstyles don't have all of that heavy wax. So talk to us about braiding wax, and then Cheryl, talk about can you clog follicles with braiding wax and all this other stuff. So Christian, what's your take on braiding waxes, and how come you don't have all the goo on your customer's scalp, you know, like the girl just had? So that looks pretty clean.
Yeah, definitely not all of your products are made equal. I definitely try to gauge which type of product I'm using per that person's hair and how much of a hold I'm looking for. And the whole thing is relatively new amongst like braid styles today. I remember when I was younger getting my hair braided, we didn't have a lot of these gels and stuff. So I do believe that they kind of tend to exacerbate people who have a little bit more of a flaky scalp or sort of scalp condition. So I steer clear for those guests. But when it comes to using it, I definitely always make sure I have an aftercare product that's going to work on that hair. Oil based, has lots of oils to help break down that wax product on the hair so it's not sticking and creating kind of like that rocking cementing feeling on the hair when you take out your braids.
All right, so we'll talk about how to take them braids out. But Cheryl, what's up with, can you put stuff on the scalp and it's going to clog the follicles? And what is your take about using heavy waxes? And, you know, because some of that, oh my God, guys, some people come in, y'all just don't this would make me not want to be a cosmetologist. I'm not going to tell no lie. Them damn natural hairstyles, they put all that shit. It's all, come on, y'all, stop putting all that stuff. Cheryl, take it away. Can you clog follicles, and can they do these waxes and all this heavy stuff on the hair?
A clogged follicle is a myth. I don't know where it started. Okay.
I used to say that. How many people in the chat used to say clogged follicles? Come on, guys. The chat is pretty full. So I want to say I did. So drop in the chat if you said clogged follicles. I definitely used to say, I'm surprised you would say that though. So why is that a myth?
Only because your a hair follicle is not a duck. It doesn't allow to seep in, right? And so there's only a secretion. It's not a duct, right? It's not a pore. A follicle has a root in it already, and it sprouts out. It doesn't have it doesn't support a blockage. Put it that way. It's a follicle. It's made for something to grow up. It doesn't get blocked. If something were going to block or clog it, it would be dandruff, right?
I don't know, but to me now, I mean, y'all don't be scared. Come on, guys, answer the question. I would think that right? You could clog the follicle because when you put the stuff on there, like she showed in the picture, it seems like it can seep down and get the wax.
The hair's gonna grow through gel. The hair's gonna grow through because you're gonna sweat. The problem with gels or any other substance, the problem is that you, first of all, you scrubbed their scalp, right? To get it clean. You cannot scrub a scalp that's already showing you that it is prone to either be dander, dandruff, or scaly skin. So anytime you go in there and you scrub it, you're vigorously moving it, which means you're increasing the circulation, right? What you talking about, Willis? And so if it already has
hold on, Cheryl. What you talking about, Willis? We got to scrub them flakes, get the comb, and
you gotta scrub it to get that product off. You don't have to scrub it. You cannot go in there if they already have a scalp problem. That's the last thing you want to do is go in there with that comb and scratch it even more.
So you mean we used to sit on the porch and we used to take that comb and pick that dandruff off.
And they had it again. Huh? And again. They kept it, right? You never got rid of it. So the point is the more time you do that, the immune system says injury, and it exacerbates it, it increases, and you get more dandruff next time. And then once it also gets a little irritated, and guess what you guys do at that point? You dry it, and then you add tension to it. So it's got a whole bunch of these on it, and it's tight, and you're pulling it. Then it gets red, and then the body says injury, and then it increases the blood circulation, increases the inflammation, increases the sebaceous, it increases trying to what? Okay, and trying to get some kind of balance and relief. And that's why people keep dandruff. That's why they keep it. They never get rid of it. And so they just love to wash it away. You guys scratch it and wash it away. But if we understand that dandruff is a sign of something, and don't do something to go in there and scratch it and remove it, because you're causing the body and the immune system to auto respond.
Okay. Now, Christian, how do you handle when people are like, well, I hear the hair oracle, or as Cheryl calls her, Cornell West. I hear Cornell West over there talking about, my scalp is going into wound healing, but I want to be cute. So do you have, what do you say to guests? They want that stuff on the hair, but now you know that they can't have it. What do you say to them when they can't, you can't put that stuff on their hair?
Well, I do try to be as polite and about it, but I just have to kind of respectfully decline, to the use of it altogether. and maybe just investigating with their doctor for maybe underlying issues to that, so they can rectify that, and then probably in the future be able to do said hairstyle or use said product.
So just because they want it, you will say to a customer, I know you want this product on your hair, but from what I see on your scalp, this is not going to be the best product for you. I can braid it, but I can't put it on there. And so you're comfortable with saying that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right.
Absolutely, because at the end of the day, do you want to get rid of it or do you want to keep it?
All right. Okay. What's up, Ken W? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay.
What was that little note that popped up there?
That was Armadillo said accurate, that your comments and everything so far are very accurate. So thank you so much, Armadillo. All right. Okay. We got another good video here. All right. All right. So this one here is one that we really have to get into. And we talked about this again with this wound healing. How to relieve tight locks. So here we go.
How to relieve new braids pain. Wet a towel. Wring out excess water. Heat.
Hold on one more time.
How to relieve new braids pain. Wet a towel. Wring out excess water. Heat. Careful, it's hot. Wrap towel around head for 5 minutes.
That is horrible.
Okay. So, Christian, they want it tight, they want it neat, and you say, your turn.
Look, tight is not good. Tight is not good. It should be taut, not tight. I don't know where the phenomenon where like you gotta have a facelift when you get your hair braided, like no, it should not.
But doesn't that mean it's neat? They want it to last longer, so they want it a little bit tighter. And we talked about this. You wasn't here last week, but we talked about tender-headedness, like people have to toughen up. So what do you say? Because that's real. I mean, you get that request a lot.
As far as lasting a long time, your hair grows every day, so the style only has but so much time before it starts to look a little questionable.
You mean to tell me if I pay you $200 to put some knotless braids in my hair, you're telling me next week my hair is gonna? Are you crazy, Cheryl? Is she crazy? Guys,
this is less than 2 months here, okay? I just want you to know you got to be realistic about these things. Your hair.
There's nothing you can do to make that stay neater longer. No matter how much wax you put on there, you can't tie it down and make
Well, and doesn't that kind of debunk the follicle being clogged if the hair is growing? I mean,
right?
We just say.
I never thought of it that way. I've never thought of it that way. And I used to say clogged follicles all the dang going time.
Right. Okay. But what is fascinating about that we have a pili muscle that lays adjacent in parallel to the follicle. What happens when that muscle just weakens to the point where that resting phase in that cell production, you have no more genetic material, and it's just easily, or the wound healing process will get out of phase, and have some other different follicular degeneration kind of other issues there, right?
Right.
Constant tension on the scalp is not normal. It's just not normal. Now, do you want it nice and neat? Obviously, but in terms of an Afrocentric perspective, there are braiding styles that are made to be worn for lengthy time. Those kinds of extensions are not. And that is why most locks.
But I think, Christian, don't you feel like people feel like, but I'm paying you all this money, and they feel like if I pay you this money, that this hairstyle should last long, and you're telling them right here on Planet Pluto Pseudo to expect the braid style to look really, really neat for two in that second to third week is not realistic.
Yeah, especially
Wow.
these larger braid styles for sure. Something like this, you can probably get a good 3 to 4 weeks before it starts to
But I'm
get frizzy.
set for 8 hours.
Yes,
that's the nature of the technical.
Yes, and you'd be surprised. This is one of the things a lot of braiders go through when it comes to their pricing is that like people feel as though the service should be able to stay in. While it can, and you probably will let it stay in, it shouldn't. It just really
Wow.
you should
So
not
you're
let
saying
it.
just because you pay 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 800, whatever dollars for a hairstyle, that does not translate to 3, 4 months to leave the hairstyle.
Right. Especially Koos, if you could, comment on this. We want to put 25 inches on something that's only 6 inches, and then you want to say something about split ends, something about the scalp. You're creating your issue. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, you're only charging in proportion of the technical skill of that particular hairstyle, right? Because if you were braiding my natural hair, my hair, right? So if she has to spend, 2-3 hours, it's not about her sitting for 2.5 hours. That is why she paid $200 or $250 to $300. It's the fact that Koos had to sit to stand there and for 2.5-3 hours.
Exactly.
So it's not about
Okay. She said, give you a round of applause. Keep talking.
And so customers are going to get 3 weeks of gratification in terms of the key is that Koos wants to make sure that she is also gives you a wonderful cosmetic style, but she does want you to have hair afterwards or you won't come back.
So the operative word that we want you guys to walk away with, guys, these are hairstyles. These are not protective hair. What is your take on protective hairstyles? We're going to be able to begin to wrap this up. But what is your take on protective styles? And then we're going to talk about how do you take these braids down. I know you have some recommendations for that. But what is your take on your particular hairstyle? I know you took some of it down so we could see this in real life. So what is your take on braids and locks being protective? I mean, faux locks being protective hairstyles. Is that hair really protecting your hair?
I wouldn't say that it's actually protecting your hair per se.
Oh, you about to get the damn show canceled. You wasn't supposed to say that. Now, what kind of a natural hairstylist say them ain't protecting your? So you mean to tell me that if you intertwine that hair, your hair ain't being protected?
I am saying that the hair is not being protected.
Cheryl, be quiet, Christian. Cheryl, come on now, dog. Cheryl,
I say,
can that hair protect her hair?
Is gonna agree with me, and come on, chat. I don't know how you're gonna feel about this, but it is. Y'all figure it out. Protective hairstyles unprotects the scalp.
I think I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little bad internet connection, but Armadillo says this is a quick way for them edges to be gone. Leaving the braids in for months, this is not good. So right here on Planet Pluto Pseudo, you are hearing from 2-3 experts in the chat saying these are not good styles. Key Lolo, I'm trying to advocate for y'all to be able to leave these in for at least 2.5 to 3 months. But the experts say hell to the no, to the no. So I was trying to get Christian. Maybe she was going, kind of save y'all. But she says, no, the expectations are too high. And Cheryl says, in reality, it's the braider who's going to have the more problems standing there braiding your hair all that time than you who want to leave it in, for 3 and 4 months. They're saying, please, guys, do not do this. Danger, danger, danger. Christian, as we wrap this up, let's talk about how do you take this out? So here is a customer. I'm going to show one last video, and this is her take on what's happening to hair. And so you're going to talk about taking it out. So here we go. Let me, where's my one last clip? I think this one is it.
These split ends were caused by braids. Now, I know you're going to be thinking like, how can braids do this? My logic is this. So when they get ready to pour that hot water over your ends, to make the braids soften up and a little more mobile, it end up getting on your ends and therefore kind of like shattering your hair strands and
let me try it again. Sorry.
These split ends were caused by braids. Now, I know you're going to be thinking like, how can braids do this? My logic is this. So when they get ready to pour that hot water over your ends, to make the braids soften up and a little more mobile, it end up getting on your ends and therefore kind of like shattering your hair strands and dehydrating your ends. So you end up having to get them cut off, which takes away from your length retention goal. So just keep that in mind when you're getting your braids, okay?
Oh God, what are you guys? What is your
fascination with? What is the rationale?
Y'all mean. I'm trying, y'all, you know what? Y'all gangster, Coos and Cheryl. You know the CCs. You know y'all mean.
What is Black women's fascination with length of white women? What is you guys' fascination
because
with?
You're not understanding. You and Coos are not understanding that when you dip the hair in the hot water, she told you what's happening to her length, okay? The hot water is doing something to the ends of the hair and it's causing the hair to, I don't even know what she just said. So, Christian,
shatter.
You said shatter. So what isn't the hot water causing the ends to shatter, Cheryl? You saw the ends of the lady's hair.
Oh, well, my whole point is I would kind of go out on a limb here. I just told you that strand is 7.5 inches long. The old part of hair is going to age. I don't give a shit. You put the hot water on the whole head. It ain't gonna matter. The new hair from the scalp to damn near halfway, that's new. Get it? It's the same as your shirt. I mean, at the end of the day, the fibers just give out. It's an old shirt. You get a new shirt. Old sheets, them damn things. Your ass been on them damn sheets doing everything but shit. I mean, and then all of a sudden they thin and then they get worn out. Then you throw them away.
You talk about them socks, Shan. Go put your socks up, Shan.
Fibers do that.
All right, guys.
Fibers fray.
Cheryl,
I don't get it.
All right, Cheryl and Christian, like I ain't even saying nothing. She said this don't make no sense.
But wait a minute. I thought the hair was in the protective hairstyle.
See, y'all bougie. That's what y'all problem is. Y'all trying to be funny. Christian, you just sold out the natural hairstyle.
A protective hairstyle should not protect half of the strand and then don't protect the other half of the strand.
Exactly.
Why are we talking about that? It's a fiber. It's keratin. It's a protein.
Look at this, y'all.
Spray at the ends. And wait a minute. Can we look up the word end? It means over. Trim it. What? Fuck. I mean, it's like we just stuck. And she just made that up.
She just made that up. All right. This is Planet Pluto Pseudo 33rd episode. Okay, Christian, close us out with how do you take those braids down?
Is a good name for a product line. I'm just saying.
Coos. All right, Coos. She's trying to get you. Okay, Coos. So, Coos, what's a good way to take those braids down where all your hair ain't coming out? And every time I take my kids' hair down, I can't. The hair is matted. I tried to comb it, and I just sent to the hair salon, and they want to charge me to detangle the hair. So, how do we take these braids down where I don't have to pay all this damn money? Okay, and then the hair won't be coming out. Your recommendations are? Yes. How do you do this?
I recommend most is that aftercare treatment. When you have your braids in, you want to spray it with a moisturizing spray.
And which one do you like? Which one are you using now?
I'm actually using the spray by Why Not.
All right, here it is here. Keep talking your pictures up. Okay.
It's a leave-in coconut milk conditioner and has lots and lots of oils. I don't know if you guys can see a little bit of that. And what it does on those braiding waxes, it just completely attacks those waxes and breaks down the like I was saying before, the cement like film or residue it can leave on the hair. And I've noticed, especially as the braids age, we sweat, the braids may get a little damp. That wax will actually tighten once it dries and adhere more to the hair than it did when you first used it. So it'll kind of tangle up a little bit more, which is why you see all of the disasters when it comes to taking the braids down, as far as hair loss.
So when you put that mousse on the wax, it makes the hair harden. And the longer it sits. Okay, guys.
It tightens it. So if you're re-wetting it, you're a swimmer, you're sweating at the gym, it'll tighten, which is why sometimes you have that rock at the I call it a little rock because that's how hard it gets at the root of the braid. But a good leave-in conditioner with lots of oil like this, if touching my hair now, I'm trying to get into the camera. Touching my hair now, I have a lot of residue still on it of oil. It's very oily on my hair now. I don't have that sticky wax residue at all. So that's why I love this product, 10 out of 10. And I'm going to show you a piece that I've taken down already. Let me get back into the camera.
Now, y'all know she dedicated to the cause.
If you see that, there's just lint. You don't see that huge rock piece that's always at the root of the hair right here. You don't see it at any of these.
Yeah, we can see it. We can see, looking pretty good.
So that's something that I look forward to when it comes to braiding, taking down my hair.
Now, what about combing the hair? Okay. Can you comb the hair? Because that's the other thing. Like, it hurt. My baby was crying and screaming and all this other nonsense.
Yes, that's what makes
I'm sorry, guys, not nonsense. This is real stuff. So it hurts the hair. So will it make combing a little bit so it won't be so painful?
Yes, it keeps the hair soft and supple, so it is much, much more combable, and it's not stuck together with that sticky wax residue like it was before.
All right. Okay, guys, there you have it. Christian, you are the bomb.com. How can people find you if they want to get their hairstyle, they want to follow you on social media? What's all your bona fides?
Yes, I'm on Instagram currently at Indigo Kid. That is INDIGO KIID, indigo.kid. And that's
spell that again, INDIGO.KIID.
That's Instagram. I'm also, you can find me at the Reverence Design Team Hair Salon in Cleveland Heights. Our number is 216-321-1101, and just let them know you're looking for Christian, and ask for Shan, Chrissy, or me. I'm usually always there, and I love to chat with you guys, answer some of your questions, or get you booked.
All right, there you go. Do you offer any consultations or anything like that?
Yes. Free consultations. They're complimentary and always welcome. We love talking to you guys about your hair, assisting you in wherever we can with your needs, whether it be styling, retention, whatever the case may be, scalp disorders, conditions that you may need assistance with treating. We do all the things. So.
All right. Okay. That's the Afro Hair Summit education coming on now. Okay. Also, let's not forget, if you have a child, guess what? Christian and I, we are going to be hosting our 13th annual Parents Guide to Children's Hair Care. RDT Hair Salon has been doing this since we've been in business. It's absolutely free. And this is brought to you by Rev Air and the Right Hair Care Products. So you call 216-321-1101. This is Sunday, May 19th. You will get the bomb free goodie hair bag. When I tell you, we're going to show y'all what's going to be in the bag. The class is halfway full. Better yet, it's 3/4 ways full. So if you plan on coming, you better call that number 216-321-1101. It is free. It is at the Reverence Design Team Hair Salon. I'm going to do the theory part, and then Christian is going to rock out some wonderful, wonderful tips and she's absolutely phenomenal with children. Let me just show you right quick before we go some more images of the children's hairstyles that she does so well, and the kids just absolutely love her. And this is her in action here, doing some lock services. So there you go, right there. And she's really good at taking care of the hair. So Christian, any closing thoughts that you want to share before we come on up out of here?
No, just thank you so much for having me. This is really fun. I hope everybody got a lot of new information. Braiders, I hope you're empowered, and just hit me up if you have any more questions.
And should they be making a point to look out for the Afro Hair Science Summit?
Oh yeah.
Are you gonna come this year?
I'm definitely gonna be there. Be there, be square.
All right. So, all right. Braiders, locticians, natural hairstylists. Christian says, come on and broaden your horizons and plan to attend the 2024 Afro Hair Science Summit. It is definitely like the bomb.com is coming soon. Cheryl, close us out with some closing thoughts on this whole braiding and all this other good stuff. And we're good to Geo.
Right. Well, actually, Koos was in the front. She wasn't shy. She came up right towards the front. That is what we call a top professional. Wants to be able to absorb, ask questions, be able to be, interactive and engaging. So I just want to let you know I'm quite proud of you. And do your thing. But I also want this to be a generation, and since you are part of Gen Z, I want you to be able to say scalp protective hairstyles is where we want to go.
Scalp protective hairstyles.
Yes.
Hold on, Shan. That's a hammer time. That's what our brother would say, is hammer time. She done went on ahead and dropped the bomb. I mean, that's what happens here on Planet Pluto Pseudo. I put everybody on TikTok, to come on over here and check us out. So if you are from TikTok, welcome. Facebook, we appreciate you. I think that is pretty much it. So you know what we say when we're signing out, right? We're going to be back here on next week on Thursday. March is Mental Health Month, and so we're going to start off the month of May talking about mental health, vanity, or sanity. This is all sure we're gonna tear this conversation. We going there. Is it vanity or is it sanity? Okay. Mental health and hair. We're gonna get down to a lot. May is gonna be a real deep month, so we can get you guys rocking through. It's gonna be wonderful. They need a video about scalp protection. Okay, I think we could work on that. Christian, you have a compliment from WK that says,
thank you.
You are amazing. They wish you all the best in your endeavors. This is absolutely wonderful. Live, work, clean. That's something we're going to go ahead on and work on, is to get you a video a chat podcast about scalp protection. Very interesting. All right, guys, you know what we say when we're signing out, right? Good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is better and your better is best. And Christian, you are absolutely my coach, Nelly. I'm so very, very proud of you. I love working, alongside you. Just absolutely wonderful to work with. So
if y'all could put your emails in the chat, emails.
Yeah. Please drop your emails in the chat.
Goodie bags.
All right, put your emails in the chat. Cheryl's going to be sending out some wonderful information. So go ahead on and drop, or if you don't feel comfortable, you can email us at afrohairscience@gmail.com and send us your email. And again, that's coming soon, the Afro Hair Science Summit. And I think we got everything covered. So I'm going to go ahead on and do our little closeout. We have a new exit intro outro video, and let us know what you guys think about our new outro intro video. Have a wonderful night.